Thank you for staying with us. When Annie Daniels was asked to go cover an assignment organized by persons living with disability on the success of the last presidential and governorship elections, she expected to see the kind of PWDs seen on the streets of Lagos. However, Annie couldn't believe her eyes when she saw intellectuals doing greatly in their various fields of endeavor. Let's hear you, Annie.
People will not walk up to you and say, okay, come and defend me in court. No, they will not come ordinarily. They first of all see that disability in you because they think of ability in you.
That is Bolarinwa Salami speaking on the plight of people like him. Of course, nothing about him shows any sign of disability, but Bolarinwa is blind, yet a legal practitioner. Bolarinwa says coming this far is not without challenges, enough to have discouraged him from actualizing his dream. But like the saying goes, where there is a will, there will be a way.
Apart from the primary school I attended, all other schools I attended are regular schools, right from secondary to College of Education, university, law school, and back to university. So primarily I relied and depended on colleagues, friends that are able to access so many learning materials.
With this, I asked him how he attends court proceedings and operates as a counsel.
What I usually do is to have like a summary in Braille. I still make use of Braille. In summary of all my processes in court in case I want to refer to them. But because I was the one that prepared them, it is easier for me to remember what I prepared. So, and if there are others prepared by other people, I will make sure that I study them very well before I go to court. And in most cases, if I get to court and I'm being served with an application, which I may not be able to respond to immediately, I just take a date and tell the court that I will need to go through this application and come back to come and expatiate on it.
While still trying to come to terms with the wonderful feat achieved by this blind legal practitioner, I was introduced to Inhuama Susan Kelechi.
I'm a polio survivor. I have an OND from Yaba College of Technology in computer science. I have a BSc in education, and I also have a PGD, postgraduate diploma in genetic counseling from the University of Lagos. And I have volunteered with the Lagos State Government under Ministry of Education, under the Lagos Eco Project from 2010 to 2016. I also volunteered under Ministry of Health, under the Lagos State Health Volunteer Scheme from 2012 to 2017 before I was disengaged.
Listen to more.
My effectiveness has to do with my mental capacity and my ability to deliver whatever I'm given, be it in administrative, be it in any form. So it actually has nothing to do with the disability I live in. Definitely I'll deliver. Even as a volunteer, I had one series of awards because I'm someone who is punctual. I do my job diligently. So disability has nothing on me.
With this, I concluded that indeed there is ability in disability. And did I forget to tell you that these persons with disability are optimistic that, given the opportunity, they can contribute significantly to nation building.
The state government is also making efforts to empower people with disabilities in the area of livelihood opportunities. They also been giving grants to PWDs ranging from 100,000 and above to different organizations. Even organizations with disability are also supporting them.
As you've seen, disability is a thing of the mind. Next up, the new year could have started on a bleak note for the parents of a 12-year-old girl, a victim of suspected ritualists in Abuja, Delta State. She was found and rescued from an empty septic tank. Onyinye Joshua takes the story from here.
Abraka, the ever-bubbling university town in Etiop East local government area of Delta State, is in the news again for yet another case of ritual killing. In this case, an attempted ritual murder as the victim is struggling for life. Unlike Elozino, who met death in the hands of the ritualists in 2018, Blessing Ine, as neighbors narrated, was sent on an errand by her mom on 1st January, but went missing until 5th January when she was discovered by a neighbor's son whimpering for help in an empty sewage tank close to the compound. Rescue came and she was whisked away to a mission hospital in the neighboring town. In the course of her rescue, she was said to have mentioned a neighbor who goes by the name General as one of her 3 abductors. We are in the compound where Blessing Ine, the victim of suspected ritualist, resides with her parents.
The mother sent her to go and buy mosquito coil. And the mother was waiting for her to come back. She did not come. So we started looking for this girl. And all of us were moving all over Abuja looking for her. Nowhere to be found.
I tie my cloth, we all continue to find. Find. All this area, go school side, we not see. We find, continue to find every day. Continue to find until on the 5th of January.
When one small boy went to close to the compound, there was a soccer away there. So he said he had a voice like help, a faint voice, help. So he had to check that she was the one. Then he came to run to the parents and told them that they should come or that the girl is inside there before they got there and saw her.
This is the carpentry shop of the suspect known as General. Responding to questions put forward to him on the character and actual identity of the suspects, General, the landlord, Ezekiel Uruebo, has this to say.
He has been my tenant for about 7 months now, so it is actually difficult for me to understand who he is, but I know him as a carpenter.
On getting to the hospital, the management and police authorities refused access to the victim on the ground that she is in protective custody. The Delta State Police Public Relations Officer, DSP Onome Onwakboyeya, said the suspect has confessed to the crime and that investigations are ongoing to arrest other persons involved in the crime.
Her throat was slightly slit. She was stabbed at the back. They actually also raped her in the process. There are plans to transfer the case to the state headquarters. I'm talking about the Criminal Investigation Department for thorough investigation. That is as far as it goes for now.
She cautioned parents to be vigilant in sending out their children and wards on errands, especially those below 14 years of age.
Goodness, she survived. She needs extensive treatment for her mind and body. Hope she gets it. Time to pull back from famous for having specialized markets that attract buyers and sellers from various parts of the country and beyond. An emerging one which sits on a vast expanse of land is the Bonza Frog Market, with traders from neighboring countries transacting business. Abdullahi Umaru Ilalu tells us more.
Bonza Market in Kebbi State is not only known for animal business, it is also available in large quantity, a frog species described as proteinous and can only be seen during the rainy season. And it is believed that it falls along with heavy downpour from where they find their way to the bank of any nearby river. Bonza Frog Market is one of the largest frog markets in Africa, as sellers from Benin, Mali, Niger Republic, Burkina Faso, and other African countries bring the commodity to Bonza for sale in addition to the one here in Kebbi State. After catching the frogs from the various sources, they dissect, dry or roast them and neatly package in cartons and bags preparatory for transportation to parts of Southwest and Southeast, who are the major customers.
Wanda ka zuwa ya kamo shi cikin dare sai ya zo ya kama shi jara shi ni yanzu ban zo daji ba ya kawo min.
Many people are benefiting from the frog business. From those who catch the frogs, others remove the intestine. Some also dry it, while others package in cartons and so on. Any amount you come with, you will buy and leave frog in Bonza Frog Market. The dealer stated that frog business is booming, adding that it is more delicious than fish. A carton of frog is now sold between 31 to 33,000 naira, while a full bag of 100 kg is offered for 28,000 naira.
The one way his skill is different. The one way we are catching this one inside river, because that one have poison when they from outside inside no river. This one, if you carry it, he's not reach 2 days for outside. If you live in here where there's no water, he will not reach 2 days. He will die because he don't have poison. But that one way have poison. If you eat it a minute, just a minute, you will start getting some problem or some other scratch of your body. But this one, now I can even take it, break it, I will eat it. That's no any major problem for me.
The major challenges facing the marketers is lack of funds and enough space in the market for business transaction.
As it is right now, it has been prepared that can easily go along with drinking gari at any time.
Ew! I freaked when I heard eating gari. Well, they make frogs seem very delicious. Maybe when next you are in that part of town, you could visit the frog market. Now, a captivating evening and a moment of reunion for spouses of former political office holders as they converged on Abuja to felicitate with family of former Vice President Namadi Sambo, who recently gave out their daughter in marriage in Kaduna. Tessie Mary captured highlights of the wedding dinner.
It all began at the Sultan Bello Mosque, Kaduna, 2 weeks ago, where the couple, Khalifa Umar Farouk and Dr. Naima Muhammad Sambu, were joined as husband and wife. From Kaduna to Abuja, the center of unity, the celebrations continued under the new normal with guests adhering to COVID-19 safety protocols. Preceding the wedding dinner was the traditional kamu, which held under an atmosphere that depicted the cultural heritage of the Hausa people of northern Nigeria. With varieties of cuisines and a blend of traditional music, it was an evening to behold for the bride and the invited guests.
The significance of Kamu in our tradition, the Hausa and Fulani tradition, is handing over of the bride to the groom's family.
It's done to a bride that has never gotten married. It's just like catching them. So the bride is supposed to go away, run from home because she is shy and she is afraid. She doesn't know what she is going to meet there, and it's done once in a lifetime.
The bride, Dr. Naima Muhammad Sambu, makes her way into the venue of the dinner with friends and well-wishers. As the groom, Khalifa Umar Farouk, joins the dance floor to the admiration of the guests. For the mother of the bride and wife of former Vice President Amina Namadi Sambu, it was a fulfilled evening, sending her daughter forth in marriage.
I wish them happiness. I wish them a peaceful and a blissful marriage life.
Because of you, alhamdulillah, I'm a doctor. Because of you, I'm here today. Thank you so much. I love you so much. Alhamdulillah, you're my mother.
Joined by wives of former presidents to spouses of present and former state governors, as well as other dignitaries, the dinner also provided a platform for reunion. Former First Lady Ture Yar'Adua blessed the couple with the motherly advice, urging them to respect the sanctity of marriage.
I wish them a very happy, peaceful and blissful marriage life with lots and lots of children.
Although it was an evening of merriment, guests also had words of advice for the couple while wishing them a happy married life.
My advice to the couple is to start their life based on trust and the fear of God.
Congratulations to the Sambos on their daughter's wedding. Now, tribalism and ethnicity have been identified as major causes of disunity and obstacles to development in Nigeria. In spite of several campaigns and activities aimed at breaking disunity, the story has not changed. There is, however, one activity that can foster national unity if encouraged. Yearning to know? Please listen to Annie Daniels.
From creation, marriage has remained an institution that creates so much bond between not just the couple, but their families. My respondents all agree that the several problems with devil in Nigeria can be curbed through encouraging intertribal marriages.
On one side, we get the issue of religion becoming a threat to our national unity. And on one side, you also get the tribal aspect of it as becoming yardstick to our progress as a nation.
Eze Uche Dimba, Yerima Shetima, and Peter Okosun are among Nigerians who have promoted intertribal marriages in their own little ways.
My last daughter, I gave her to the Yoruba family from Ikberuremo. The moment the family is good, I don't care.
I got married to an Ibibi woman, Akwa Ibom State. So I'm a clear example. I did that to promote national unity. And I also advise, if my son wishes to marry from Yoruba land or anywhere, of course I will encourage him to do that.
I'm from Edo State. My wife is from Cross River State.
They further revealed to me that parental interference is a major threat to promoting intertribal marriages in Nigeria.
When I gave my daughter to Yoruba, my own senior brother said that I was crazy.
There's this fear, this hidden fear that this guy might not know what, or this girl might not know what she wants.
Other respondents fear that religious and language barriers will remain a hindrance to achieving national unity through intertribal marriages. There is a quick answer to that.
Those who want to worship Ifa, those who want to worship God, those who want to worship Allah, they don't change anything. What matters is, after all said and done, we come to the round table and discuss the future of our country.
And anybody who says Islamic religion is about forcing people to join religion is lying. Nowhere in the Quran says that. Islam is only talking about peace.
I don't understand the language. She does not understand my language. But we understand each other because we communicate with English.
They speak further on the gains of the steps they took.
And we're still together with 4 kids. And life has been fine. And also it's her food. This afang soup and the kai kong and the rest of it. Fantastic.
That is the shortest cut to killing tribalism, because now my Yoruba in-laws will not be happy if something wrong is being done to an Igbo man. Me too, I will not be happy, because if such a thing happens, it might affect my in-laws and it will turn back and affect me.
All my respondents agree that intertribal marriages will encourage growth and social interaction, reduce tribal and ethnic conflicts, and promote love among the various tribes.
Thanks, Annie. Now, among several things the COVID-19 pandemic has taught us is that culture overrides it. We have managed to survive this trying period by being dynamic. Some are even flourishing under its weight. We saw this in Jos Plateau State during the National Festival of Arts and Culture, which lasted 1 week. The days were colorful and beautiful, while respecting the demands against COVID-19.
Beauty opens its doors, it reveals magnificence. So it happens in Jos, Plateau State capital, at the National Festival of Arts and Culture NAFES took over the town. For 7 days, the state capital knows no rest. As the spirit of the cultural diversity of the country takes it over, the variety is flattering, the performance exceptional, and the memory lingering. The festival was aptly tagged COVID-19 and cultural dynamism, and God, could it be more apt? All participating states, and there are over 27 of them, were strict in compliance with the COVID-19 protocols. That engaged, they defied the devil in COVID and performed with the elegance and drama. There was this night whose events were pleasing to share. It was the night of the choral music. And Lord, how they make a classic of it. They are COVID compliant as well. And all music was in vernacular, in local dialect. 2022, issue that touches on the lives of the people were themes of all the choral music. In that wise, COVID-19 was well appreciated. Choral troops also extol the potentials of their respective states and how the world can tap into what they have differently. Of Nigerian culture is its ability to fuse all different ethnic, geographical, and language groups together and unite them. I saw states with the different ethnic backgrounds stood up to sing in unison in local dialect. Has more themes for national progress and unity than I have spaced right. Ultimately, however, it was just too good to hear.
COVID-19 did not rain on their parade, and yes, looking forward to the next festival. Next up, in search of dignity, safety, and prosperity, Mohammed Dunama, a warrior and hunter, journeyed hundreds of kilometers from his ancestral home of Kane Borno Empire and founded Lafia in present-day Nasarawa State. It will also interest you to know that Dunama, who became the first emir, encouraged people on entrepreneurship and established unique political traditions and heritage. Hamza Musa Murkafi takes us centuries back to the enchanting history of Kanuri of Lafia.
In the land of Lafia and Beriberi of north-central Nigeria, the combination of drum beat and sound of trumpet as heritage from Bauchi State. The 17th Emir, Justice Sidi Bagi Muhammad I from Dalla Dunoma royal family, walks majestically amid more display and praise singing. Every aspect of the palace tradition is sacrosanct, but it is my day at the palace as I request to understand from the royal father the historic migration of his ancestors from the famous Kane Borno Empire.
The second historical version, which is more acceptable, was that the movement came through Taraba State. And our grandfather, who led the movement, he was the leader of the team that left Gazagamu with his team, settled in Ukari. And historical fact would show that his settlement in Ukari resulted into the movement to this direction. He was settled and became very friendly with the then Akuka, and then offered his daughter to Dunama. And that daughter that he gave to Dunama is a result of my own direct ancestors. She gave birth to Dalla, my direct grandfather.
Before finally settling in Lafia and establishing a traditional political order at the site which now occupies the central mosque and other attractions of Ambariba, Dunama and his people spent many years in Shabu and Kwandere settlements. Two ruling houses clans of Dalla and Ari emerged,
who have either held one traditional title or they have actually been emirs.
The Kanuri of Lafia have established strong attachment to Quranic education and old vocations which exist till today.
This must have been the result of why today you will see Lafia growing very fast.
Kanuri of Lafia and Beri keep tribal marks, names, traditional titles and sustain strong ties with their progenitors in Borno and Yobe, as well as strong mentor in Zazzau Emirate of Kaduna State. With growing urbanization and official capacity as administrative capital of Nasarawa State, things have changed in many fronts, from the number of higher institutions of learning to big-time private sector participants, as well as small-scale businesses contributing to economic development.
But Lafia nowadays, all these things that we are lacking before, we have them now.
Lafia, as the name implies, is a condition of good health or well-being, and with Nasarawa meaning victory, there may be no better combination of names for peace and prosperity of the state and its people.
Thanks for that insightful piece, Hamza. Let's take a short break.
In the industry, the financial industry and the beauty industry as well, what people are wearing seems to be much more desirable than what happened in those days. And I will believe that as we go on, fashion will continue to grow and to be part of this country's development.
Western influences have also transformed Nigeria's eating habits in many ways. Canned, frozen and prepackaged foods have taken over fresh foods. The use of cutleries have also become the normal way of eating. Local foods from different ethnic backgrounds have also become acceptable among Nigerians.
Our local foods, especially in these Yoruba lands, I think it has been accepted by every tribe in this Nigeria. If you are an Igbo man, you are an Hausa man, you are an Ibibio man, you can't do without eating eba or amala in Lagos here. If we go to the northern states too, the tuwo too is good. Here we eat tuwo, there they eat tuwo. They eat with everything too. I think the food has evolved, and generally I think Nigerians are eating nearly the same local foods.
In terms of hairstyles, young women in the pre- and post-early independence era fancied a myriad of beautifully intricate threading and weaving hairstyles. Some even looked like cobwebs and baskets. Puffs and cornrows were popular too, and of course, the omnipresent afro. But now, artificial hair in form of Brazilian or Peruvian hair extensions and weaves have taken over. What about makeup and makeovers, which were originally done for theater presentations? It has now become an everyday affair for an average woman.
Change, they say, is the only constant thing in life. Even as Nigerians seem to have cultivated most of the Western ways, it's good to know that some of our traditional and cultural values are intact, especially respect for the elders.
Beautiful transitions there. The future can only be colorful. The next story celebrates a successful investor who has impacted many lives. He is Reverend Matthew Okpewulu, and he clocked 70 a few months ago at the peak of the COVID-19 pandemic lockdown. He is renowned for his philanthropic gestures, love for God, and business acumen. Anwulu Okolo has details of the 6 events held to mark his birthday anniversary.
This is not just a Platinum Jubilee celebration, but a celebration of a six-fold success story of the life of a man of many parts, Reverend Matthew Okpebholo, CEO of Ray Royal Construction Company. He is thanking God for 70 years on earth, 51 years in business as an entrepreneur, 48 years in marriage, and 44 years behind the pulpit.
70 years on the planet Earth is worth celebrating. Matter of fact, we don't celebrate as a birthday, we celebrate it as touching heart and changing life.
He attributes his success story to the grace of God and his early startup as a youth. A mentor to many, he is a non-philanthropist whose interventions have been entirely selfless, as he receives neither patronage from government nor support from political interests. His annual medical outreach to celebrate his birthday gives out clinical support and offers free surgery to ailing indigents. Annual scholarships of 50,000 naira to 500 final year students selected from different schools in Edo State. And recently, a donation of 1 kilometer road to Abuja Polytechnic and an accident and emergency medical ward to Central Hospital in Eastern North Local Government Area of Edo State. These are but a few.
Right from time has heart for God and for the people. So whatever God asks him to do, that's what he does.
Thank God for the life he has lived all these years. He has been a source of inspiration to many.
We're going to follow his footsteps because his success story today is because he's a man who believes in hard work. He has been able to show people how to fish and not just giving them fish.
A man of God, an educationist.
Bishop Okpebholo is an amazing man.
The industrialist, philanthropist, and minister of the gospel, surrounded by loved ones, his joy was evident. Gifts and accolades continued to pour in for the author of the inspirational words, After Life Coach.
70 hearty cheers to Reverend Matthew Okpebholo. From grass to grace is a common phrase to describe the rise of anyone who transforms from nothing to something. This saying is apt with regards to a young Nigerian boxer who was an Okada rider, but today a super featherweight World Boxing Federation champion. Larry Beleye reports.
I'm a public servant. So the only way somebody can survive is just through this bike, and that is why you see many, both aged, both young, both even ladies. Everybody are into the business just to make 2 ends meet.
That is the story of most commercial motorcyclists, popularly called Okada riders, who ply their trade in every nook and cranny of big cities and large towns in the country. Most of them say commercial motorcycling is meant to be a part-time job while they nurse their dreams and ambition. It is also the story of the current World Boxing Federation super featherweight champion, Ridwan Oyikola Scorpion, a commercial motorcyclist in Ibadan who one fateful day had a sports enthusiast as a passenger.
I'm a football enthusiast. I don't know anything about boxing until he took me on the car that day. While we are going, someone now was like hailing him. And I asked him the question, are you a boxer? He said that yes. And dropped me off in my office that day and he left. Few hours later, he resurfaced again with a polythene bag. And I was like asking him what is inside the polythene bag. He now showed me and I saw the medals that he have won in different categories. I was amazed that a person have this kind of medals in his possession and yet is riding Okada. What is the problem? I started nurturing him. I turned into a professional boxer. What's really baffled me most is first professional fight for the night. Till today, nobody has broken the record. The record is yet to be broken. He won the fight in 17 seconds. In fact, all the people in the arena was like, they are shouting on top of their nose that who is this Ibadan boy? The second fight, he won it. The third fight, he won it. Until he was qualified to fight for the national title at Liberty Stadium here in Ibadan.
This once commercial motorcyclist, who has now actualized his dream as a boxer, is now a proud owner of a Jaguar saloon car as a reward for his victory.
When I was dressing room in Boxer, don't forget your car, Jaguar. I will give you. What is wrong with this guy, this man? But won't give me a car. I think it's a joke. In fact, when he still telling me your car is ready. When I'm going to ring, I will keep passing here.
Our motivation is to encourage young men to have hope that in their efforts they can turn out to be something, and not just something, they can turn out to be a personality to be reckoned with, like it is happening with Ridwan now.
This, no doubt, is an example to young men and women in the country that with perseverance, hard work, and staying true to one's dreams and endeavor, the sky indeed is the limit.
There are several potentials, a lot of talents in boxing, in the local governments, in the states, and all around Nigeria. But it requires a situation where we discover these talents, harness them, and be able to nurture them, to study them.
Ridwan is on his journey to optimize his potentials and is beating his chest. He's ready to take up any challenger to his belt.
Well, I hope that story encouraged someone watching. Now, former captain of Nigeria's national football team, the Green Eagles, as they were called, says he's still alive. Christian Chukwu was speaking today on rumors of his passing.
Everywhere, Nigeria is the whole country. I don't know where the story originated from. Nobody has interviewed me, nobody has interviewed my family, nobody has interviewed my relations or anything. You know, what I was just hearing is that they say that I'm dead. You know, well, I'm still looking for the people where the source, where it came from. You know, to tell the person that I'm going to come for his burial.
Yes, of course. Him and them.
Yes, them. So they are buried before I'm buried. Because I think that journalism, they investigate before writing.
Chukwu there confirming that he's alive and well. And that does it on Newsline. I'm sure you enjoyed it. Please make sure you join us next week. I can't wait to bring you more intriguing stories.